Good morning. Everything's great. Let's get to work. I'm cool with that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, I have 4 orders, 8-ounce lavender. Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog and to my messy studio. Okay, so it's been about 2 weeks since my last video and also 2 weeks since my last market, which is the longest break that I've had this whole year. So yeah, hi, welcome back. You haven't really missed much. You guys saw I started this morning by catching up on some orders that I needed to get shipped out. So thank you to everybody who's placed an order recently. You guys are the best. I'd love to give a special shout out to Dominique. Dominique actually reached out to me through email asking if I had a discovery kit of sorts for my perfume oils because she wanted a chance to actually try them all before placing an order for a full-size roller. And I didn't have that available yet. And honestly, I don't know why. Like, I have the other discovery kits for the body creams, the scrubs, and the body oils. And of course, people would want a tester of the perfume so they can really find their signature scent. So after Dominique reached out, I did a lot of behind the scenes work over here to find the perfect box to ship them in, to get little cute labels made. And I can't remember if I've shown these in the video yet. So actually, let me grab one. So here they are. I got these in these adorable little 1 milliliter roller bottles, and they are actually roller bottles. I'll open one up. They have a little roller on the top, but they're super cute. And now I have a discovery kit for all of the perfumes. You get all 6 of these in these little bottles. And then as you saw when I was packaging it up earlier, they come in a little craft box like all of my other discovery kits do. And then I use little sticky dots and put them on a craft cardstock sheet of paper. You saw that process earlier. That's how I ship them now. And they're officially available on my site. So thank you to Dominique for the push and the inspiration to do it, because I genuinely don't know why I hadn't pulled that trigger yet, but thank you so much because now they're available. Shout out to you. So we are doing a good old-fashioned week in my life kind of video, and I just need to catch up in here. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks. I have a lot of products to make. Well, I always say that. I don't have a lot to make, but I have some catching up to do. So I'm going to be doing that. I have a market on Saturday. You guys know I told you I'm taking the rest of the summer kind of slow. The weather is getting gorgeous here. I kind of could have kept a lot of my September markets on the docket, but it's fine. I told myself I needed a break and I gave it to myself. So I only have 3 markets this month. First one is on Saturday. So I'm getting ready for that because it'll be a big one. I just, of course, want to make sure that I have all my stuff in stock. The biggest thing I need to restock, like I'm lowest on right now, are bath salts. And you guys know those are super simple to make. Bath salts, body oils need to get restocked, and body scrubs. Those are the 3 products that are kind of running low at the moment. Body creams are still doing well. And then I could always top off perfumes. So yeah, it's one of those weeks where every day we're going to be making something different so I can build back up my shelves over here. You keep seeing me look off screen. They're very bare. I actually have some ingredients that are on their way here now. They should all be delivered tomorrow, so wonderful timing. But because of that, I'm taking today kind of light just to literally get back in the habit of being out here. It's been a while since I've taken 2 weeks off. I didn't do any work in here over the last 2 weeks, so it's kind of a mess. And I mean, again, dramatics. But I do need to just clear off some stuff that I have on my metal table. I have a shipment of jars that are ready to get put away into my storage containers over here. Today's kind of my reset day. I also completely fell off of the social media horse, guys. I was doing so well with my 75 hard challenge on social. If you've been following me over on Instagram, or if you've seen the recent videos, you know that I have been doing a 75 hard social media challenge. I was crushing it. I was doing so well. I was doing so well because I had a stockpile of content that I just hadn't posted. And now that I was posting every single day, I ate through the content. So I need to get back into some sort of schedule when it comes to filming new reels, just taking pictures of products and then more lifestyle shots of products, because I don't want my feed to just be sparkly, pretty pictures of the products. I want to have some in use, in situation kind of things going on. I need to do a better job of getting pictures and videos and all the things so that I can get back onto posting. The good thing is I want to post. That wasn't the case about a year ago. I didn't care, like at all. So it feels good that now I actually am kind of missing posting on Instagram and then repurposing that content over on TikTok and on Instagram or Facebook, all the things. That is something else that as I'm working out here this week, I'm really going to try to just be diligent about setting up my other tripod so I can get some vertical content and some photos of the process and all the things like that. Like I said, it is a reset day in here, so I'm going to start cleaning up and getting things ready for me to get in here tomorrow and hit the ground running with production. But happy Monday. Welcome back to the vlog, or welcome if you're new. Subscribe below. Let's get to work. I've decided I need another tray like this from IKEA because now that I have the new discovery kits, I actually send them in the mail with one of these little information cards, and this actually outlines everything about each scent. It kind of breaks down all of the notes of each scent option, and then the QR code here leads to my website so you can look at all of them as a collection. So I thought this was a great way to actually, give people more information on all 6 of the perfumes in the box, especially because the box is too small to include anything inside of it. So this gets shipped in the envelope that the order goes in, and then I also just give these out at markets when I go, so I have a good amount of them. Because of that, I need somewhere to store them here because they are a part of my packaging process. So this is, my packaging dreamland. So I have all of my perfume oil boxes here right now. I need a place to put these, which right now they fit, but it's not exactly how I want it to be. And then when I get my thank you cards that also ship with packages, I write each person's name on there and maybe a short little message. So I like these and the thank you cards to be together in a tray And then these can be in a tray because it's just nice to have them over here when I'm packaging up a batch of perfumes. That is the next upgrade that I need to this wall. And I definitely still have space on these pegboards to do that. So it'll come. That'll be my next upgrade in here. But for now, I do need these to go somewhere. I don't think this clip is big enough to hold them. Oh, that works. Okay. I think I'm onto something. Yeah, I'm cool with that for now. It'll get upgraded later. And then this is what I was talking about when I'm putting together those Discovery Kit perfume oil boxes. I have craft cardstock that I use, and I actually stick each of the perfumes to this cardstock. You saw that process earlier, so you kind of probably already know what I'm talking about, but this is how I do it. And I just cut these into, I want to say the boxes are 2.5 by 2.5. So that's how big these little cards are. And it's just so that they aren't rolling around. I want you to be able to see each of the perfume oil labels through the clear window in the box. That's how I do that. Okay, I think that's it for like that portion. I need to put away these glass jars. So let's do that next. I was completely out of 8-ounce jars. Like, did not have a single one to my business name. Okay, so jarring up those batches just isn't aligning with my current vibe. So I'll do that tomorrow. But what I do want to go ahead and do before I kind of wrap it up in here for the day is plan out my batches that I am making tomorrow so that I don't have to waste time going through that in the morning. I'm just going to look at my current inventory and plan out and kind of see what I'm low on and start there. I think tomorrow I want to start with the scrubs so I can get them out of the way. Creams can be on Wednesday. Thursday will be body oils and maybe perfume oils. Friday will be bath salts. And then that's kind of it, I think. So we're in a good place. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Hi there, my name is Victoria, and I was wondering if anything has changed with shipping. I know that there has been some changes with shipping from Canada to the States. Thank you so much. Hope to talk to you soon. Oh, that's gonna suck if I can't ship that anymore. Okay, so I'm not sure if I kept it in, but you guys probably heard that I had to make a quick call. I get one of my ingredients from a seller out of Canada, and I know there have been some recent changes with shipping to the US. I actually follow and watch a few other people on YouTube who are Canadian and ship orders from there. And I know that they've been having to kind of really work through some issues with shipping here to the US. Don't get me started. So I am running low on that ingredient, And right now when I try to check out online, it's telling me that I can't ship to my address or any address in the US. I just called and I left a voicemail, and then I emailed because I thought that'd be easier to whatever. Long story short, I'm really hoping that this is a site glitch and it's not an actual shipping issue, because if so, I'm going to have to find a new vendor for this ingredient or reformulate my product with a new emulsifier, which both options kind of suck. It's been really hard for me to find this like specific emulsifier. And I know changing something like that can make a really big difference in the skin feel of the product. So I know it's a little too late for you to help me now, but if we're telepathically communicating right now, thoughts and prayers. I would love the thoughts and prayers. Besides that, I have planned out all of my batches for tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow will be a scrub day, or my batches for starting tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a scrub day. Wednesday will be for creams. Thursday, body oils, perfume oils. And then Friday, we will wrap up with the bath salts. Knowing me, I might try to squeeze something else into another day. Like I could easily make some bath salts tomorrow while the scrubs are melting down. So we'll see if I stick to that specific schedule. We got the batches, we got a plan, and that's about it for me in here today. So I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning for production day 1. Good morning. It's actually not the morning, and it's also not Tuesday. It is Wednesday, and we're just trucking along. Life happens. So first up on my to-do list, like I said, yes, 2 days ago, I'm starting with the body scrubs. I did lose a day, but it's fine. Those ingredients that I ordered did not come until 6 p.m. yesterday, and there's no way I'm starting a batch at 6. So we did lose a day, but it's fine because like I said, I'm not making a ton of stuff, and everything I'm making won't even be coming with me on Saturday. If I run out of time jarring or labeling, it's fine. I can just do what I need to add to my inventory. Everything's great. It's all fine. But we are sticking with the same production schedule that I talked about. So today is a scrub day. I'm making 4 batches. I already have the black amber and lavender and cashmere and silk good to go. I just need to jar those up. Today I'm making dark pomegranate, pink sugar, vanilla oak, and white tea and bergamot in not too big of batches, so it really shouldn't take me that long at all. So today should be pretty simple. Maybe if I have some time, I will throw on a batch of body oils because those can sit and infuse and then I can finish them up later. So that's an easy thing to add to my agenda if I need to. If I kind of want to make up for the lost time yesterday, we'll be in a good place to do that too. So let's make some scrubs. After being out of the studio for about 2 weeks, I'm having one of those days where I'm kind of like, look at this studio, look at this business, look at this little life I'm building, and I'm feeling really blessed at the moment, like in general always, but like especially when I take some time away from my to-do list and the things that I need to get done, I come back in here and I always have this surreal feeling of like, I have something that I need to tap back into, I have this business I'm growing, I have videos to film, I got places to go. It feels good. I'm glad to be back. And thank you guys for your patience because I know I haven't been putting out videos and I think I'm behind on comments. I'm going to get caught back up. I promise. I promise. This should be a pretty light production day. It's so funny. I always I group the products by their difficulty to make. And in my head, the creams are the hardest, then the scrubs. I'm gonna actually say then the bath salts because I do a lot of glove switching between batches so that the fragrance doesn't mix. I probably don't have to do that, but I do. It just makes me feel better. So because of how much like changing and movement I do, I'm gonna rank that third. Then would be the body oils because I still have to like, do some precise measuring. And then the perfume oils are the easiest, I think. That could all shift. I guess it depends on the day and my mood. But that being said, with the scrubs being like my second hardest to make, it's also like, it's not hard. I feel like I could do this stuff with my eyes closed now. I will say, my new product is a bit more hands-on to make, and I guess there's another little clue for you guys. I am behind for the planning of the launch of that one. We'll talk about that. Stay tuned. I have some updates for you guys on the new products. Product and a half. The only thing I don't like about this scale is that if you don't touch it for like 20 seconds or so, the whole thing shuts off, which obviously is problematic when I just need time to do some math or whatever. The other one that I was using, it didn't hold as much weight, so that was annoying to use, but this one's annoying because, like, give a girl a second, please. It just shuts off, it just turns off. And if I'm in the middle of measuring something, or if I need to do some math because I switched the batch amount or whatever, and I come back and it's off, I'm kind of screwed. Like, it throws off my measurements, and then, like, what am I going to do? I've had a few moments of having to do some mental math, some funny math, as I like to call it. But yeah, I just have to remember to kind of like press down on it or create a weight change or something so that it thinks it's still being used and won't turn off on me, which is so annoying. I just realized I'm kind of doing this wrong. I usually like to measure out the solid ingredients first and then do all of the oil afterward. It's too late now, so I'm going to just continue with what I'm doing. But usually I would have done my shea butter, my emulsifier, the cetyl alcohol. I would have done all of that first, and then this, just in case, you know, you drop a little bit too much butter in there. I can't scoop it out as easily now that there's oil in the jars. So that's a mistake on me. One of those rookie mistake things. Whenever I take time off out of the studio, those little things about my process, I just, like, I'm moving too fast up here and it makes me mess up out here. And there we go. There's an example. I am genuinely annoyed that I messed up and, you know, and put the oils in here first. This, like, it'll probably be fine, but it does just make it so much easier when I'm weighing out these solid ingredients if I can just put them in as I need, and now things are splashing. So if you guys remember, on Monday, I went to go buy some more emulsifier that I get from a company out of Canada. And this is like, obviously, I need an emulsifier for my body cream. It has water in it. I need to emulsify that with the oil. I am kind of in a tight place because I did hear back from them. I sent an email to the company asking, hey, is this a glitch? Or is this because of the new duty fees that orders are experiencing going kind of in and out of Canada? And long story short, yes, it's because of the duty fees. They have paused all shipping to the US. That is really not great. That's putting me in a really tight spot. So I'm officially going to have to rework my body cream formula so that I can actually keep making this in the meantime, because believe it or not, I'm having a really hard time finding a US supplier of the emulsifier that I use. Yeah, not ideal. But I'm officially kind of back to the drawing board for the first time since I launched on my body cream formula. I'm going to have to replace that with something else, which isn't a huge deal, but of course anything you switch changes the skin feel of the product. So I'm really hoping, as I workshop some new options, which I already have a few in mind, that it doesn't drastically change my product, because my customers and I have gotten used to it feeling a certain way. I don't know. I hate when I'm using a product for the longest time and like the company gets bought or something happens and then they start looking for ways to save costs and then they change the formula and you as a user immediately can tell, you know? So whatever I do substitute this with needs to be like a one-to-one transition. I won't rest until it feels exactly how it's supposed to feel. We will see. I'll keep you guys updated, but I do have some options. I'm not like overly worried yet. I am also refreshing my email, hoping for an update from them as soon as possible. All right, this is the last ingredient for these scrubs, and then I can finally get them on the heat. I'm moving slow. I can definitely tell that I'm like 2 weeks rusty. Okay, let's get these on the heat. Okay, it is now time for me to go ahead and jar up these batches that I made last week or the week before. I can't really remember anymore. Again, this is why I love these containers, because it's an 8-cup measuring cup. And yeah, it just holds a ton, so I can make pretty big batches of scrub in here. And that's really the only thing that I currently use these for, are my scrubs. I made this a while ago, like I want to say it was about 10 days ago. And I can just put the top on there, set it, forget it, and then come back to it when I'm actually ready to jar it up. Between that and then this small batch of calendula and safflower body oils, I'm gonna go ahead and get these jarred and bottled. Let me grab those. Okay, so I just remembered that I'm supposed to be getting footage on my phone, so I just set that up. Wish I would have gotten it already. I don't know if you guys have seen, but I started a new series on my Instagram that I'm calling The Sounds of the Studio, where basically it's kind of like an ASMR twist on me making products, or honestly just doing any work out in here. So I think so far I've done 2. One where I'm packaging up an order, and again, you just hear the ambient kind of ASMR sounds of me packaging and folding the boxes and putting in packing peanuts, things like that. And the second one is a video, I think it's of me making my body creams. So both of those are posted over on my Instagram. Make sure you go check them out. Let me know what you think. But that's going to be a recurring series that I do. I think it's just a soothing way to kind of watch me work in here. So let me know what you think. If I would have remembered sooner, I would have done that today with the scrubs and get a version of that, you know, sounds of the scrubs. But next time. All right, those are cooling down. Let's get into this. I am biased and I know that, but I love my body scrubs. I am like a big body scrub person. I've always loved sugar scrubs. And one of the things that was always a major pet peeve for me is when you get it in your hands, you start to scrub and it falls between your fingers before you actually get a chance to really use it. That used to just drive me crazy. When I started making my own, I know I wanted a really thick scrub that you get a lot of working time out of with the sugar. One that, even though there's a lot of sugar in there, it's not super stripping and drying on the skin. One that's not too abrasive on the skin either, because I wanted, you know, if some people want to scrub every single day, you can. Of course, I recommend maybe 3 times at the most per week. But if someone did want to use this every day, it's not too abrasive where it's going to affect your skin and all of that, but also is abrasive enough that you're getting a really good scrub out of it. So long story short, I can talk about it all day, but I love my scrubs, especially after I redid the formula. It's a little bit more creamy. It's super scrubby. It looks really pretty. It just smells great. All the things. In particular, I love how thick it is. A lot of scrubs that I see on the market, like the bigger brands, like Tree Hut, I love their scrubs, but I just don't get enough scrubbing out of them. I don't know about you guys. It's just kind of a very specific preference of mine. And I love how thick these are. So if you haven't tried them, check my site. I will have my website linked in my description below. It's always there. And yeah, I think you guys will like them. And I'm also very happy that we're now shifting into the colder months because I don't have to worry about them melting at my markets anymore, because that shea butter base is kind of the bane of my existence just sometimes. So I love that now I don't have to worry about that. Okay, we are in the final stretch. This had probably more than enough time to cool down, so I'm sure I can add in the last ingredients here, and you got the color, the preservative, all that good stuff. And then of course you just saw me finish up those batches from the other day. So we are officially almost done. I knew this would be really quick. I'm not even kidding, guys. I was very close to discontinuing my scrubs. I don't know how long ago this was, but there was actually a point, like not too long ago, like after the reformulation of these, that I just still felt like they weren't selling well for, you know, the effort that goes into making them and the cost of the ingredients, all of that. And I actually was having like a meeting with myself, starting to come to terms with the fact that maybe I just don't need a scrub on my line right now. And right before I locked in that, decision. At markets, all of a sudden they started selling like hotcakes. Like right now, I'm having a hard time keeping them in stock, which is just like a great problem to have. But this has happened every time I have been on the fence about a product or a certain scent, anything like that. The second that I start thinking too much about it, it just does well. Thank you, I guess, for that. The scrubs are here to stay. They were really close to leaving my line, but I love them. I was always gonna eat them for myself, my family, but I'm really happy that the sales of them have started to pick up. I wonder if the season has anything to do with that, because like I always say, the summer just isn't a time of year and most people are really investing in their body care products. Skincare, people have just kind of accepted that's a year-round thing. But I'm trying to spread the message of your body always needs care, get the products. I always see an uptick in my sales around fall and winter time, so I'm really excited for that. I'm wondering if that's why the scrubs just weren't doing that well. But I don't know, it's like, sun's out, buns out kind of thing. Why would you not want a body scrub? I don't know. I can't relate, but I'm very happy that the sales have turned around. I think this one needs some more time, so I'm gonna give that one some time. This one might too. I'll let this up for a little bit longer. They're like right at the brink and there's no need to rush it. So let's work on the first two. Okay guys, the pink sugar and the vanilla oak scrubs are done. I have those cooling down or setting up over to the side. And then all we have to do now is finish up dark pomegranate and white tea and bergamot. It's a wrap for today. These have definitely cooled down enough now that I can go ahead and add in these heat sensitive ingredients. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, I'm going to fly through this. I actually have a co-working call with my group tonight, so I'm going to just kind of roll through this and get it done so that I have about an hour of rest time before I'm back out here for that call. Okay guys, that is it for me in here today. Everything's cooling down. I keep saying cooling down, but I really mean they're setting up over to the side overnight. I guess they are cooling down a bit too because they were still a bit warm. Those will come to room temperature overnight. They'll set up and then I can start drying them up tomorrow. Besides that, that's day one complete. So see you tomorrow. I actually was looking at my inventory of my body creams. I still have some of everything over here besides cashmere and silk, but that I have a lot of in my container here. So I'm actually gonna make that next week. So I lost a day of production yesterday, but I'm making one less product than I planned to. So we're right back on track with how I want it to be. Tomorrow will be body oils and perfume oils. And then Friday will be the bath salts, if I don't just squeeze them in tomorrow, because that sounds like me. Either way, the major goal for this vlog for this week is to stamp my gift bags. Will she get it done? Stay tuned to find out. See you in the morning. Welcome back to production day 2. I almost just started filming without my mic on again, so we're off to a good start this morning because I remembered. That's great. We are getting started with the body oils. You guys know the deal. Need to get those on the heat for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. While those are heating, I will then work on the perfume oils. And I did decide overnight that I am going to squeeze in the bath salts today because I'm making a very small batch of only 2 of the scents, 2 of the 3. All of that shouldn't take me too long. These are all easier products to make. So all those will get done today. That way tomorrow, Friday, will just be a labeling and jarring day. And then, you know, organizing my inventory and getting ready to actually hit the road with all of this stuff. We're almost done. Today is the last day that I should be making things, if all goes according to plan. Next up are the perfume oils, and I'm only making, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 6 scents. So I'm already good to go on black amber and lavender and vanilla oak. So we're only making cashmere and silk, dark pomegranate, pink sugar, and white tea and bergamot, which as a collection, those 4 have been really popular. I feel like now that we're shifting into fall, winter, white tea and bergamot might start to phase out just a little bit, but my gosh, the popularity of that scent has really picked up lately, which is awesome. The all-time bestsellers, dark pomegranate, pink sugar, everyone that smells it has an actual reaction. It's so fun to watch it happen. But yeah, those are the 4 that we're making. Some of these I'm actually just topping off. I'm making the tiniest batch of cashmere and silk and pink sugar. I'm only making 1 10 milliliter bottle of those, but then I'm making a few of the other 2. So let's get this done and then we'll do the bath salts. And perfumes are done. Ready to do the bath salts. Like I said, I'm only making 2 of these, calendula and safflower, and the French lavender scents. Jasmine, I already have stock of both sizes of those, so we're good to go there. After this, my oils are actually done on the heat. I'm just letting them cool down a little bit. Plus, I ordered some reusable cheesecloth to help me strain it because I've been using just like disposable cheesecloth. Number one, it's expensive. I have to get a lot of it. And number two, it's not as sustainable. I like that now I can just get these reusable 20 by 20 inch sheets of it. And it's great because now when I'm done straining, I can then rinse it, boil it, and then reuse it once it's sanitized and XYZ. So that is coming through Amazon and it should be here probably in the next hour or so. So I'm just going to let those cool down for a little bit while I move on to the salts. Like always, these bowls are bigger than the batch I'm making, so don't let them fool you. This is not how much salt I'm making. I like to just have a lot of space to mix it in with my hands. First up, calendula and safflower. Of the bath salts, this one gets the most, I guess, sweet leaning scent. The other two are a bit more herbal, earthy, kind of like that. The midnight jasmine and then this French lavender scent are both so beautiful. But it's really nice because they have that kind of like energizing, it's exactly what you think jasmine and lavender smells like. But calendula and safflower, so calendula is basically just marigold flowers and it has, you know, somewhat of a scent, but it's not super strong. And same thing with safflower. So for this one, I decided to go with like a honey scent. And because of that, it's a bit more sweet. And I love it because now there are 3 different energies in the fragrances that I have for these. So again, there's something for everybody, every mood. Oh my gosh, guys, I wish you were here. If any of you have ordered these bath salts, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My gosh, the way that this scent just releases into the air is so beautiful. We are on to my salt mixture, and then these are almost done. My gloves, I don't know if you can see it from there, my gloves are leaving like a trail of dust on everything I touch. I'm gonna have to wipe all of this off when I'm done. This is our final batch of lavender. These all look the same, by the way. I'm sure you guys know this already, but I don't add any color or really anything different. The base formula is exactly the same, and then the only thing that's different is the fragrance. And that's just because I really love the mixture of salts I've done in here. I think they work really, really well. It dissolves really easily, so you're not getting in and having grit underneath you, none of that. So once you find the scent that you like the most, you know that basically the rest of the formula is exactly the same. I have hit my work wall for the day. So thankfully we're really close. I took a second to go ahead and jar up all of the salts off camera. I got my cheesecloth. So I'm ready to go ahead and strain these out, get them bottled. And then tomorrow, like I said, will be my jarring and labeling day, and then bag stamping, because I will stamp those bags. It's going to happen this time. Let's strain these out. all right. I made it. That is the last batch of product that I needed to make. These are done, but like I've said, I feel like 50 times, I'm kind of at that point of the day where I'm sick of hearing my own voice. So we're about to wrap this up. I am going to leave these with the rest of the stuff over here that's done, and then everything will get jarred and bottled tomorrow. I'm just kind of out of steam for the day. So I'm going to just get those over there and I'll show you guys everything that we've made. It's a really good amount of stuff over there. These worked out so well. If you guys do any straining or anything, I'm going to have this cheesecloth linked for you below because it was awesome. It's super fine, the mesh, so it strained really beautifully. Like there's no sediment left in here. These look so good. The lavender usually has the most. Nothing. So that was great. I'm gonna go ahead and get these just cleaned out and then I'll boil them and I'll confirm tomorrow if this whole process is working well for me, but I think I found a winner. Love those, and it's more sustainable. No more buying cheesecloth every single batch. I'm super happy. But I'm just gonna clean up, get it all fixed out here, and then I'm gonna go touch grass or something. I'm gonna go outside for a little bit. So see you guys in the morning. All right, hey guys, happy Friday. We are in the final stretch. I just need to start with getting all of the stuff labeled. I just moved the scrubs over there so that they're out of my way and I can have some more room over here. But yeah, I just need to get all of this bottled, then I'll do the scrubs. And then once everything is in a container, then I'll do one mass labeling round. Almost forgot about these perfume oils. So I need to do those too. Let's start with the oils, including the perfumes. We're gonna do all those first and then we'll jar the scrubs because they just take a little bit longer and I'll sit for that portion. I forgot, I actually made a little bit less than I planned to fill up this whole bottle. So I didn't actually need a 4-ounce bottle. I was just going to add this to the batch I already made. Body oils, check. Moving on to the perfumes now. I made like super tiny amounts of black amber and lavender and I believe vanilla oak, because for those I only need them in my little 1-ounce tester size. And then for all of the others, the other 4, I have a small batch of the full bottle size and then still enough to fill up some of the small 1 ounces. It's really cool because you can see here, I have a vanilla oak batch that's ready. This will fill up 8 of my 1-ounce bottles. So I didn't make any extra of the vanilla oak. I just took a bottle that I had ready already, and I'll use this to basically fill up those little ones. So that was one last batch I had to do yesterday. This is next. The cutest ever. They're so tiny. They're adorable. They're just so cute. Okay, so you guys probably see I left all of the 8-ounce jars of these unfilled because I actually have a special guest off camera who wants to help me finish doing those. So I'm gonna do this off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and just get them labeled anyway because that's easy to just do while I'm here. Magically, they'll get done off screen. So with that, it is now time to label all of the goodies. So cue time lapse. Okay, just kidding. I actually cut the camera because I've been having an issue with my labels lately. I just did like a science experiment that I'm pretty sure is not sustainable. Okay, let me go backwards. I have been having an issue with my labels where the second any oil touches them, water is fine, but when I put them inside the storage container that I use to get them to and from markets, and also when they like rub up against each other, or especially when oil touches them, it rubs off the toner and leaves my labels looking not great. So let me show you an example. So this is how my labels end up looking the second that they rub up against themselves, or when they're just handled. If you have oil on your fingers, it starts to rub off the toner and leaves them looking horrible. Like, this is not luxury branding anymore. So I've been trying to figure out the least time-consuming way to deal with this. I know that it's because most professional labels are printed with a laminate kind of coating on the front, and of course that keeps all oil, water, anything from messing up the print. I've looked into the cost of getting all of my labels printed, and because I have things in multiple sizes, multiple scents, it's not something that's cost-effective for me to do right now. So I thought I could get away with just getting my labels printed. I use a laser printer, and I always have the settings right so that it's permanent. It's on there, but that doesn't keep off oil. I even called Online Labels directly and asked them, this is what I'm facing, is there a way to fix it? And long story short, the answer is to get the laminate coating, which they can do if you get your labels printed through them, or you could do yourself by either using a self-laminating sheet, the heat applied laminating sheets, or if you use some like Krylon spray coating. I tried two methods today. For the smaller labels, the little tiny circular ones that I put on my perfume oil discovery kits, perfume oil discovery bottles, you understand. These I did a spray coating and it's working so well. So I'll circle back to this in a second. For all of the other ones, what I did was I didn't have any self-laminating sheets here, and also those are so bubble prone that they bug me. I've tried that before and it took more time, and then it left bubbles behind the laminating sheet, and it was just a whole thing. So I did have on hand the normal laminating pouches that you can get that actually have to be heated up and like run through a laminating machine. So I have a laminating machine, and I had those laminating pouches. So that's what I did. And I can show you guys this process and how I did it in my next video because I'm over it tonight. Whew, this just took me a lot of time. As you see, the curtains are down because it's dark outside, and it was not dark when I said that we were going to go into the labeling time lapse. So it's been quite a minute, but this is what I did. I ran them through the laminating machine, and you can see the kind of like shine on here is because these now have a total like laminating coating on the front as professional labels do. So these are indestructible. These will be great, but this was not sustainable. I can't do this all the time. What I think I'm going to try doing when I print out my labels on the sheet that they usually print out on, I'm then going to use the same spray coat that I used on these full sheets. I think that's what I have the mental capacity to do every single time that I print my labels, because if I have to laminate these and cut them out one by one like I just did, and again, I'll show you that whole process in my next video, it was a doozy. That's not gonna happen. So for now, these are gonna be my best run of labels that I've ever printed, ever. Like, they're thicker, they look great, they're awesome, but it took too much time, and the last thing I have is more time to be spending 2.5 hours cutting and printing labels. I saw someone comment asking me for help with labels because I think they said something like, you seem like you have it all together. I do not. I have options, but none of them exactly feel perfect yet. So if you can afford to get your labels printed, I highly recommend you do that and get the laminate coat on the front, because that will make your labels like perfect. I'm proud of this. I'm glad it's done, but that's not going to be a new process for me. I am going to now roll into a time lapse of me finally getting all of this labeled, because that's the last step. And I have help off camera stamping my bags right now. So those are getting done and I'm super happy. You know who you are. Thank you. And you guys will see who they are soon. Let's do this. I especially love the laminate top coat on the clear labels. That is gorgeous. It looks really good. I'm literally sitting here thinking, like, can I squeeze this into my schedule? Do I have time to do this? That looks so good. And it just, like, I keep doing this, like, it feels so good. It feels like a real, like, product off the shelf, and obviously that's what I'm aiming for, you know? I've got some thinking to do, because now I'm like, if I squeeze this into my schedule, if I find a way to do this consistently, I would like to go ahead and make the leap and just start using the clear labels again. Good morning, guys. It is Saturday. It's actually the day of the market. I planned on closing out this video last night, but I had a few more things I needed to finish up and I just got tired. So I decided to just turn off the camera and I didn't close out this video. But right now, just gonna catch up with what I'm doing. I decided to, when I showed you how bad the labels can get yesterday, I used one of my perfume or two of my perfume oils as the example. And yeah, that's how all of these were, especially the ones sitting on my table. So not only are customers having a bad experience where theirs are kind of rubbing off, but at my booth, horrible presentation. So I redid all of the ones that I have here in the stand that sits on my table. I used the laminated labels for all of these and they just look and feel so much better. And now that these are being touched so much by so many people, I won't have that issue with the design rubbing off on their fingers and making a whole nasty mess. So those are done. I also am doing the same thing to my body oil testers that sit on my table. So I put these in some new bottles and I have new labels printed out. I'm putting those on now. And then yesterday I had 2 8-ounce calendula oils that I forgot to print labels for. That's what I'm doing now. I'm boxing up the perfume oils that I made, and this is officially the final stretch. I have about 2 hours before I want to get on the road and head out to the market. That is actually where I'm going to close out this week's video. Like I always do, I have so many markets going on right now, and like I keep saying, if you guys get sick of seeing them, please let me know. But next week's video will be this, will start out with this video and then we'll continue into a full weekly vlog. If you want to see how this market goes, tune in next week, next Tuesday. I'll have that up for you guys. That's where this one is going to wrap up. So if you followed through the whole week with me, thank you so much. Let me know your favorite part of the video in the comments below. And if you guys are working through labels and how to print them correctly and like whatever your process is, please let me know, because this doesn't seem like a sustainable option that I can do right now. This took so much time, and the last thing I have is time. So let me know what you guys do for your labels and if you're experiencing the same issue with them chipping or rubbing off, because it's not the vibe. That's not going to work for me. You guys already know my usual ask. Please like, comment below, share with your friends, subscribe if you're new, and if you're not new, hey friend. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.